One of the more interesting things that's coming with Diablo 3 is crafting. As you progress through the world, as you level up your character, you're bound to find hundreds and hundreds of items that are completely useless. Items that drop off low-level mobs, low-level bosses, you find in tree stubs, like this cloak over here. I'm not a demon hunter. I have no use for this item. This dagger, it's not an upgrade, as you can see at the bottom. Most of the items in my inventory at the moment, I won't even touch. So what can I do with these items? Well, there are a few things I can do. The first thing I can do is I can sell it to a merchant in the town for gold. And I can use this gold to either buy other items from this merchant, which will probably not be much of an upgrade, or I can buy probably overpriced items in the auction house. The second thing I can do is I can sell these items on the auction house. Now, because they dropped off low-level bosses and low-level mobs, chances are no one's going to want these items. The third thing I can do, which is really neat in my opinion, is I can take these items and break them down into material, and then I can take these materials to blacksmiths or jewelers or mystics and make something bigger and better. I've got this magical cube over here, and with this cube I can actually click on the items that I don't need anymore, and it's going to break it down into materials like you see at the bottom right hand corner. So I'm going to go through all these items that are in my inventory right now, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to break them all down into material. Now, as I get bigger and better items, rare items, magical items, legendary items, the material I get will be worth more and more, and I'll be able to use it to create bigger and better items. So now that I've broken down these items into materials, I can take them to a blacksmith and see exactly what I can create. For example, these heavy boots, I need 10 common scraps and 4 subtle essences. But what if I wanted more? What if I wanted to create better items? Well, as you go through the world, you can find pages of training on the floor. And with these pages of training, which you see right here, you can right-click on 5 of them, and you can combine them into a tome of training, which I just did right now. And then with this tome, you can take it to a blacksmith, and as long as you have 1 tome and 5 common scraps, I can train this blacksmith to make better items for me. So now that I've gone ahead and trained this blacksmith, at the bottom you can see I can now create shoulders, which my character doesn't have right now. 14 common scraps and 5 subtle essences. So I'm going to go ahead and craft this. And there we go, I now have shoulders, and you can tell by the green stats at the bottom, it's a heck of an upgrade. I went from having no shoulders to these shoulders, which give me awesome stats. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these to my character. So from a personal standpoint, unless I find a super rare item that's going to sell for a heck of a lot of money on the auction house, I'm probably just going to take these items, break them down into materials, and create bigger and better items for myself to help me progress throughout the game. Now right now in the beta we only have access to the blacksmith, and even then it's somewhat limited. In the full version we're going to have full access to the blacksmith, a jeweler, and a mystic, and who knows what else in the future of Diablo. I'm really looking forward to crafting in Diablo 3.